Dear ISS participants, let me present to your attention a work on the topic Bakery Product Development using Stevia Site. Currently, priority in the direction of development of the food industry is given to the development and implementation of new healthy and enriched food products, depending on the needs of certain groups of the population. Namely the creation of bakery products for diabetic purposes, since product designed for mass production doesn't correspond to the diet therapy of patients with diabetes mellitus. They contain little protein and a lot of carbohydrates, have a deficiency of essential, since they have an unbalanced amino acid mineral protein carbohydrate composition. According to the World Health Organization, the number of people with diabetes is increasing, and the International Diabetes Federation predicts that by 2030 it will increase to 500 million people. At the same time, the population's interest in healthy eating and therefore new types of bread products such as muffins, baguettes, and bread with various additives, with bran, flax seeds, that is, with increased nutritional value, is growing. Diet therapy is seen as a necessary part of the treatment of patients with the second type of diabetes mellitus. Bread products are optimal products which are advisable to enrich in order to provide a complete diet. In this regard, the manufacture of bakery products is of great interest. The purpose of the work was to develop a recipe for bakery products with added sugar substitute, stevia site, based on a mixture of spelt and amaranth flour. In order to implement the goal, it was necessary to solve the following tasks: analysis of the trade market for diabetic products in Vladivostok, studying the consumer preferences, developing a recipe for a new product, studying of produced samples of bakery products by organoleptic and physicochemical parameters. It's clear from the analysis that the commercial range of bakery products is not widely and varied enough in the market. An analysis of the market and sociological survey were conducted to confirm the problem. The market study of the commercial range of dietary therapy and preventive nutrition was conducted in the retail chains of hypermarkets in Vladivostok. The diagram shows that bakery products for diabetic diet are the least represented. Most of all, there are food concentrates, which occupy 27% of the total number of items. The analyzed commercial assortment of bread and bakery products for dietary nutrition is represented by products of own production and well-known manufacturers. There are 48% of bakery products which made of wheat flour of the highest grade and 39% of the mixes of rye and wheat flour of different varieties in the structure of the assortment of bakery products. Products made only of the rye flour account for the 8% of the market. The remaining 5% are bakery products made of flour of non-traditional raw materials. The share of dietary bakery products is only 10%. Most of all products are presented in stores with low humidity, 38%. One should note here that dietary bakery products belonging to the category of diabetic are represented by only one item from the well-known in the Far East factory manufacturer Vlad Khleb, diabetic rye bread. The composition, which includes rye flour, wheat bran, and also there is no sugar. Thus, the possibility for the consumer to buy an enriched product is greatly reduced in relation to the classic bakery products. Determination of consumer preferences was carried out in the form of questionnaire. It was revealed that firstly, people with the second type of diabetes have a shortage of a traditional food that corresponded to their diet therapy. Secondly, people with diabetes buy regular baked goods because they like them. Finally, there is an insufficiently wide commercial range of dietary therapy and preventive bakery products on the market. As a result of the survey, we can conclude that most respondents are interested in the appearance of new product. Let us consider the suggested ingredients for a bakery product. Stevioside is a glycoside extract of plants in the genus Stevia. Stevia has no significant effect on blood glucose levels, so it's indicated for diabetic patients and with other carbohydrate diets. The production and consumption of food products with stevioside are evaluated by nutritionists and pharmacologists as a step towards improving the health of population by preventing diabetes, obesity, and other metabolic diseases. Recently, spelt flour has been of interest to the baking industry for the position of expanding the range of products and creating the functional and enriched products. Spelt grain compared to wheat has a richer chemical composition, which predetermines the feasibility of its use as a raw source of bakery production to increase the nutritional value of bread. Amaranth flour is a valuable dietary product. Compared with traditional baking raw materials, it has a higher nutritional value and medicinal properties. A comparative analysis of the chemical composition of amaranth and wheat baking flour showed that these types of raw materials differ significantly in the content of individual components. Amaranth grains are valued for their high protein content, which is easily absorbed by the body. The analysis of literary sources allows us to conclude that the introduction of amaranth flour enhances the biological value of bakery products by increasing the antioxidant activity of the product, improving the amino acid composition, and eliminating the deficit of essential amino acids of protein. Samples of diabetic bakery products were made from a mixture of spelt and amaranth flour with the addition of stevioside. Organoleptic and physicochemical parameters were studied. All the samples had a regular shape, a rough surface, a slight nutty smell, dark brown color due to the content of spelt flour. Based on the results of the test baked goods, the optimal ratio of the flour mixture and stevioside in the recipe was determined. First, amaranth flour in the ratio of 10% of the total weight of spelt flour. Second, 0.2% of stevioside of the total weight of flour. Also, the work carried out the calculation of the nutritional and energy value of the bakery product. On this slide you can see the finished product. A set of theoretical and experimental studies aimed at developing a diabetic bakery product has been completed. Based on the analysis of literary sources, the feasibility of a new bakery product of dietary, therapeutic, and prophylactic purpose in the market has been substantiated. The increase in the proportion of people with diabetes leads to an increase in demand for healthy products and the expansion of the corresponding market segment. The market analysis was carried out, after which it turned out that the share of diabetic bakery products in the retail chains of the city of Vladivostok is represented by a very limited assortment. The results obtained after studying consumer preferences for bakery products show that the consumer is interested in healthy bakery products and is ready to actively try new products offered in this segment. During this work, the possibility of using spelt and amaranth flours with natural sweetener stevioside in the production of bakery products was studied. A justification for the choice of ingredients used was presented. The recipe and technology of their production were developed. During the experiment, samples with different dosages of flour and sweetener were baked. After conducting organoleptic studies using visual and scoring approach, the best sample was selected. Physicochemical parameters were determined. To draw the conclusion, one can say that proposed recipe for new bread will expand the range of bakery products corresponding to the diet therapy of people with diabetes mellitus, improve the quality of the finished product. That brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.